All right. Yep. So we have the season has started this past week, Malik, and we've seen some exciting basketball, but we wanted to talk about what this video was actually brought to you by, which was Prize Picks. Malik, what do you want to say about Prize Picks, man?
So, guys, I've been playing Prize Picks this week, and I won $20. I won $20. I lost today, though. I lost all my money today. So right now I'm broke, y'all. See, my credit is 0. Oh, no. It says I won $30.
Oh! Okay. We fly high. No lie. You know this. Prize Picks, man. Hey, look, the best and most simple fantasy game that you'll find on the market, man. It's simple, man. You pick 2 to 3 players, 2 to 5 players, and you can win up to 10 times amount of any entry, man. Prize Picks is slick and easy to use. It can be found on the App Store, Google Play, everything like that. You could sign up using the code ASU and know that it does not stand for Albany State or Arizona State. It stands for Atlanta Sports Unlimited.
ASU, baby.
After you sign up, Prize Picks will 100% match your deposit up to $100, man. What? You can't beat that anywhere else.
Gotta do it, y'all.
You're watching Birds in the Buckets.
That's easy money.
We got a great episode up for you right now talking about Cam Reddish. You've seen the title, man. Y'all go ahead and enjoy it. Until next time, man.
So,
all right, everybody. Welcome back to Birds in the Buckets. I'm your co-host, Rashad Milligan, here with my co-host, Malik Brown. Malik, how are you doing this week?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. How we living?
Man, I can't complain. It is what it is, and it is what it ain't, and it is what it is. But this week, we got a very special guest. We got a returner in the building. You might recognize him from a couple of months ago. Malik, would you like to do the honors?
My boy, he got about 102 Hawks jerseys sitting somewhere in his crib right now.
On a bad day.
I'm pretty sure he got the Trae Young shoes. I'm pretty sure he got the Young. You got Trae Young shoes?
I got the cotton candies and the other.
He probably got them in all the colorways. We ain't going to. He got them all the colorways. Look, man, he cold, man. Dwaine, what's good, my brother?
What's going on, family? What's going on, fellas?
Good to have you on, man.
Appreciate that intro. I know you got to mention the jerseys every time. I appreciate it.
Look, that's how we discovered you, bro.
No, that's facts, bro. That's real. That's real, bro.
Dwaine. Okay, Dwaine. I'm glad we got you because we were just about to have regular Hawks talk and have a regular pod, everything like that. I'm sorry if it's cutting up on my end. I hear some feedback in my headphones.
No, you straight.
But my first thing, like you already said, so I think you already know where I'm going. Got the Brave shirt on.
Uh-huh.
Press the line right.
What's up? I hear you, bro.
You pressing the backup point guard, man. What's going on, man?
Oh my goodness. All right. Look. All right. Listen what we're gonna do. All right. I knew this was gonna come up, bro. I knew this was.
No, I literally forgot about it until Malik did the intro, and then I was like, that did happen like recently too. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Okay, all right. Let me set the record straight on that first, bro. Okay, look. I have no beef with Delon at all, okay? He's a Hawk. I was excited when we traded for him. I think he can be a solid contributor and stuff. That tweet that I said about he should have stayed at home if he gonna come with an LA jersey on. And folks took that and ran with it. They were like, he can't root for another team since he don't stay here? Well, you wrong for that. He moved to Atlanta. Y'all get out y'all feelings. It was a joke, okay? I was just messing with bro, okay? It was not even that deep, all right? It was just a joke, okay? But it did, I ain't gonna lie to you, it did look tacky, though. Everybody got Braves jersey on, and you up here with a blue LA Dodger. But, hey, it's your team. That's where you from. I'm not gonna knock it. It's what it is, bro. But folks thinking I got something personal against the guy. I don't have nothing. I mean, I think he's a solid veteran point guard that can contribute. But right now, I don't know. I think Sharif, we'll get into that later, but yeah. So I just want to let everybody know I ain't got no beef with Delon at all. I'm happy he's here. I support him, but that was a joke, everybody. It's not that deep, but yeah, that's that.
I mean, honestly, if we being honest, man, like I'll put it on the Hawks social media team. If they wanted, they should have just cropped him out, man.
That's what I said. Hey, it's funny. Hey, it's funny you say that. Miss D said the same thing on Twitter. She's like, "Oh, I don't understand why they should just crop you out the photo." But my whole thing, you can come to the game, bro. It's fine. You're gonna root for the Dodgers, that's cool. But don't get in the team picture and stuff. Everybody got Braves shirts on. You up here with a blue? No, bro. It just looked tacky. I'm sorry. It did. It did. You know, like I said, I ain't got no problem with you rooting for your team, bro. But you could have just set out that picture. You could have set out that picture, real. How did it look though? We got the Atlanta Hawks here supporting the team, and you up here with a Dodgers stuff blue on. I mean, come on now. Come on. It didn't look right. I'm sorry. It didn't look right.
It reminded me of this happens every year, and I feel like someone else tweeted it. I forgot who it was, but every summer, Chris tweets about the Yankees, and then someone is like, "Aren't you supposed to root for the Braves?" And then he has to retweet it and explain how he's not a Hawks fan. And how he's not like from Atlanta, like, and it happens once a year, every single summer. Yeah. Chris tweets about the Yankees, and someone's like, "You're supposed to root for the Braves and the Hawks," and he's like, "I'm not a Hawks fan," and he has to explain it to them of how journalism works. But like, so,
but
so
that's
look.
Look.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's where you from. I get it. I have no problem. I'm not telling him not to root for his Dodgers and stuff. All I'm saying is, if they're gonna have all the Atlanta Hawks stand up here, they're here to support the home team and stuff. And you up here with, because I would have just set it out. You new to the city already, bro. You just got here, okay? And here everybody is rooting for the Braves and stuff, you know. And
That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
It just look. It's like I'm not saying you can't come and stuff, but just sit that one out, bro. You got to think about it. Onyeka, he from LA too, ain't he? But he had on a Braves jersey, yeah. But that's fine. But I'm not telling you to put on a Braves jersey, Delon. You don't have to. I'm not saying that. I'm not telling you not to come to the game. That was a joke. But all I'm saying is, don't be sitting up here in a team picture and stuff with everybody with Braves gear on, and then you put on Instagram, "Go Dodgers" and all this. It just, I don't know. It just look, especially when you're new to the city, bro. You just got
okay,
here, okay?
but look though. I think it's cool if you go to the game, Dodgers blue, on behalf of the Hawks. You sit in the Hawks suite, right? But when they come out for the thing, you be like, "All right, I'm gonna sit this one out, fellas. I'll see y'all."
Exactly. Thank you.
Because
that's all
I'm
you
new
have
to
to
the
do.
city. I don't want them. But like I'm saying, but if you wanted to post on his Instagram at the game on his Instagram story,
that's fine.
Go LA. I feel like, because that's his personal social media. You do that, but don't come on the big screen. And then for the social media, like you said, social media picture up there in the front and your Dodger blue. The social media team. If Annie was at the game, shout out Annie. If Annie at the game and she take a picture of them in the suite and he just happened to be in the suite chilling and he he cool. Do like this or. It like, okay, yeah. But going out your way to go to the front while they on the big board, and being in your head.
And that's the thing. When he took the picture he posted on Instagram and stuff was a team picture. Everybody standing there with Braves jerseys on and Go Dodgers. So basically, it just sounds like you saying that's what y'all talking about, what y'all got. I'm saying go. That's basically how it came off a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm with Miss D. I think it was a little tacky. Honestly, being real, but I was joking when I said he should have stayed at home and stuff. I mean, I'm not stopping him from coming to the game. He comes to the game, root for the Dodgers. I'm not trying to say that, bro. You not from here. I get it. You can root for your home team because if I was the pro player and I got it was somewhere in Boston or something like that, I wouldn't be up there wearing Red Sox or I can't do that. This is we play my Braves or something like that. The Hawks. I get it, but you just gotta move a certain way, and I just thought it was a little tacky. But I was joking with him though. It's not that deep, it's not. But yeah.
Another thing about Delon Wright that I learned today, he's the younger brother of Darrell Wright. I didn't know that until today, and I felt kind of old when I was like, younger brother, like he's like his baby brother.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember Darrell Wright when Darrell Wright was like the young hot player for like the Heat and against the Hawks. I don't know if you remember this game, Dwaine, because this was before Malik time. But 06 final game of the regular season. Back then when the Hawks never made the playoffs, the regular season, the whole team wore headbands.
I remember.
So
I remember.
They even did it a couple years when they started making the playoffs, but back when they were bad, they did this for sure. And against the Heat, 06, I think this was right before the Heat made the championship run. And so Delon Wright, goes in. Shaq sits down. Gary Payton sits down. Dwayne Wade sits down, as he had like most of his career in Atlanta. For some reason, he always just sat out of the Atlanta.
Yeah.
But they all sat down. So it's Darrell Wright starting, and he was like a rookie or a second-year player. Never, like kind of back up to the backup. This kid scores 19 points, man, and like I think he even hit the game winner in 2006 in Atlanta.
I think I remember that, bro.
I've been a Delon. I've been a Darrell Wright. I keep saying Delon Wright, Darrell Wright fan. So I've always been a fan of this game. But I remember when he was young, so it's crazy. Just like he got old, retired, became a TV guy, and now his little brother.
And then his brother is considered a veteran point guard. Exactly, that's crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. So that was just the little side note I wanted to put out about Delon Wright and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
everybody, I have no beef with Delon. Delon, we cool, bro. I got no problems with you. You root for your Dodgers next year since they're at home now. But yeah, so it's all love, bro. It's all love.
Well, I guess since Delon, I don't want to make this the Delon Wright episode, but. Pretty much the Hawks, the entire key rotation is the same except for Gorgie and Delon. So it's like to stick on Delon. Hold on, let me pull up these stats. I'm trying to pull up the stats from last night. At the time we're recording this is Sunday night, a day before the Detroit game. All right, hold on, let me share the screen. All right, cool. All right. Widen this out. All right, cool. Yeah, so Delon Wright right here, 13 minutes, 4 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And I think the first game, his stats were pretty, like, kind of similar. I guess going through the first, 15 minutes, 0 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. I guess looking kind of early on first week, plus the preseason, what you saw in the preseason. I know a lot of Hawks fans are antsy to really get Coop, who's a flashier player, a hometown kid, younger and everything like that. They're ready to get him kind of in the fold and stuff like that. How do you feel, just knowing Delon's a vet, as you previously mentioned, has been a part of a championship team over there in Toronto, even though he didn't get a ring and didn't finish the season with them. But he was on that team that season. Just how do you feel with that entire dynamic of what to do at backup point guard?
Well, with Delon, I think he's still trying to figure his way out. He's on a new team. So I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. And like I said, he hasn't played bad these first 2 games. He's played good defense. He's missed some shots, but, like I said, everybody on the team really is not, in the offensive flow yet anyway, except for Cam, really. He's really going. But, I mean, with the Lions, like, I know, say Coop is a little bit more flashy. The only thing I would say is, judging by the preseason and stuff, and like I said, I hate to say preseason because it's the preseason, it's not the regular season, but just knowing Coop's ability to break down the defense and his passing ability and stuff like that, I just think he would be able to closer mimic what Trey provides for that first unit. But at the same time, I understand that he's a rookie and there'll be some growing pains, and right now we're kind of like in the win now mode. So since we are in that win now mode, I understand why, he's where he's at on the depth chart right now, but I still believe, I know what Delon can bring to the team, but I know and I'm not saying you disagree. Of course, Coop's ceiling is higher, I believe, and I believe you probably think the same thing, but right now, I understand why Delon is the backup point, but watching the first 2 games especially, I just saw the offense get a little stagnant when Delon came in, especially yesterday. It just seemed like it went to a whole bunch of one-on-one. It wasn't much penetration. It just seemed like everybody was just waiting on somebody to go one-on-one and take a shot. So, and even talking to, when I made a tweet about it, and I had a Mavs fan tweeting back, and it was like, well, that's what we're going to get with Delon. He's going to have a good game, really good game every now and then, disappear at times and just, so it's like I said, I know what he can bring to the team. He's a definitely, even when he was with the Kings, when they had some injuries, he made some solid starts. And, so I know what he can bring to the team. I think that's what Nate knows as well. So I don't want to speak on it too soon because it's just 2 games into the season. And I know he's trying to feel his way out on a new team. But at the same time, I am a little anxious to see Coop out there. I'm not going to lie, because I know what he can bring So I mean, this kid was supposed to be, could have been a lottery pick. At one point in time, he was talking, and just looking at the first 2 preseason games, and like I said, I'm not gonna harp on the preseason too much because I understand it was a preseason, but just his confidence and his ability to break down that defense, I just think he doesn't seem like a kid I think would shy away from the moment or anything like that. I think he would, if you would put him in the next game to back up point, I think he would be successful. Will he make some mistakes? Yeah, he'll make some mistakes, but I just think the reward on the back end would be a lot more valuable. So I don't know when at that point will come. I don't know, will it take, mid-season or maybe an injury or somebody out for him to see the quarter, some playing time. But I'm not going to lie to you, I am anxious to see what he can do in the backup role because, like I said, the first 2 games, I would say, it just looked to me like the offense got a little stagnant with when Delon, came in at backup. But like I said, I'm not trying to be too hard on him because I understand this is a new team, new offense for him. He's just trying to feel his way out and everything. But at the same time, it is a new team for Coop as well. And in the preseason, it seemed like, I don't know. I just like his ability to break down the defensive pass. I just think it would closely mimic our first unit. But that's what I meant really on that right now.
Also with Coop, an important thing to know, he is a two-way player. So he does, he only gets a limited amount of games to play this season. So, just something, because you can't just think of it as, 82 game, like Coop is going to be, because he's not going to be there 82 games. So,
right.
Even if he got an early role or something like that, like you will have to cut someone to bring him on the roster full time. So, I think
and
at
who
that
you gonna
point,
cut? That's the question.
Exactly. I think at that point you might as well just keep Coop on the 3rd, 4th unit. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't. Because if he got in and he got on the roll, like you're not about to send him to College Park just because of his contract. You know what I'm saying? You got to send him to College Park to get some reps. So I think it'd be very interesting to see him and Jalen down there in College Park this year because as we saw from the first game, like. Jalen's probably going to be in College Park down there with Coop. So, but before I go to the next topic, I'll let Malik speak about Delon Wright and backup point guard.
Yeah, I think these past 2 games and the preseason included, Delon really hasn't done, I guess, what we expected. But at the same time, I'm not going to be too hard on it either because it's when he's basically out there with Kevin Huerter too, and I think Kevin Huerter is actually like a good secondary playmaker as well. So, Kevin can play point guard, and Delon isn't. I feel like on the Hawks, he's not like a legit backup point. Like he's the backup point guard, but somebody else can take the duties from him as well on the team. So, and last night they were kind of like fighting from behind in the 3rd quarter. In the second half. So. You kind of want your starters out there and the people that are actually producing. So that's why he only had 13 minutes. That's why he only played 13 minutes. But but despite that, just the game in general yesterday, they just couldn't hit shots when they needed to. So that was with that. But just Delon in general, I like what I've seen from him so far. I don't expect him to score 15, 20 a game. Just get your 15 minutes and, do what you got to do and wait. Just let Trey come back in and, get his rest and let him go to work. I don't expect him to do anything crazy, but he's defensively, he's good. So that's what they need him out there is for defense. I think he run the offense pretty well. He gets assists, rebounds. He kind of does it all. He can stuff the stat sheet. So. But other than that, I don't expect anything amazing from him. I think as the season goes on, he'll get more comfortable in the system. I think he'll start looking better. But right now, it's kind of hard to judge off of the first 2 games, and especially how they went. So yeah, I'm not gonna trip about it or anything. I think he's gonna be fine.
I heard that, and then on the other side, like I said, the other key player has been or the other new player in the rotation just period has been Gorgie Jang. And Jang has just looked pretty darn good on both sides of the floor, filling in for Capella. It feels like there's minimal to, if any, let down, and anything he can do more than Capella because he can, stretch the floor offensively and stuff like that. So I guess just what are you guys' thoughts on Gorgie Jang, and what effect do you think that has on Onyeka when he comes back?
I've just been like super impressed with Gorgie these first, couple games. I mean, just like you say, his ability to stretch the floor. And last night I just seen him fake the pass, and he did a quick crossover dribble. I mean, he has pretty great handles for a big man too, on top of his passing ability. So, I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been super impressed. And I tweeted and I said, even when OO comes back, you still gonna have to find some minutes for Gorgie some kind of way, because he's been too productive. I mean, he might be the best passing big man on the team right now, honestly. So the question is, though, when Onyeka does come back, what do you do? Do you give Onyeka some minutes at the 4 and do it that way? But then where's Gallo's minutes gonna come from? So it's a great problem to have, but even when Onyeka comes back, it's gonna be if Gorgie keeps playing the way he's playing now, it's gonna be hard to take him get him out of the rotation when Onyeka comes back. Like I said, Onyeka is the future. He's the future. I still believe in him. I still think he's gonna be awesome. But at the same time, it's like, if it's something that's not broke, don't fix it. So if Gorgie keeps playing at the level he's playing at right now, which is, you could arguably say he's been good, if not better than Capella these first couple games. So, in the minutes that he's given. So so like I said, I've been super impressed with him, and I still, even when Onyeka come back, I still want to see him get minutes. I don't know how that will work out. That's for Nate to decide, but for the contract that we got him at, $4 million for 1 year, I think that was a steal, honestly.
Yeah, I really like Jang. I just like Dwaine said, I don't see what you do with him once Onyeka comes back. And do you like trade him? Like, it's kind of hard, because I feel like, are you really gonna play 3 centers? You can move Onyeka to the 4, but I don't remember seeing the Hawks do that yet. Like, I don't know how that would work. And I know I've seen like a lot of people talk about maybe Gallo getting traded like before the deadline. If things don't work out, but so far, like, Jang, he can stretch the floor, he can pass, like, he's a good passer. I really didn't notice that until like somebody said it. I think on Twitter, I was like in a group chat. I was like, dang, yeah, he actually is a good, like, a solid passer for a center. Something that Capella does. Capella can pass, but not like Jang. But yeah, just like what he brings on the floor, like rebounds, he can shoot the mid range too. Like, he can post up. He does a lot of things good in that backup spot. So when Onyeka comes back, like, McMillan's gonna have some more like problems to fix. But like Dwaine said, they're good problems to have. But like, when you have so much talent on the team, everybody's gonna want minutes and this and that. So like, that's why I suggested, like, do you trade him and Gallo, send him somewhere for something else? Like, it's gonna be hard. So
even
right now,
one possession. Even one possession yesterday, I seen that Gorgie, he had beat up Colin Sexton, and Colin had the ball and he got a steal from him. So if you have a center that can guard a point guard like that out on the perimeter, that's that nimble, and I'm just, like I said, I've been super impressed with his game so far. I didn't, I always knew he was a solid, but when you actually get to watch it over an extended amount of time, a couple games, you start seeing little stuff that you maybe didn't notice before. But he's been like the next to Cam, been the brightest spot so far in these first 2 games, I would say.
I got 2 words for Onyeka Okongwu: college
Uh-oh.
park.
Oh, with your 6th pick, you gonna do that with your 6th pick?
When he gets back, College Park. He will be in the development league, getting him. You gonna do that
with a top 10 pick though? Oh my, yeah.
What you gonna do?
They might put him there to start when he comes back, like, to ramp him up.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna start like getting his minutes as soon as he gets in. Like, I think College Park is definitely like a choice to start with.
But it's not even a slight to Big O. It's more so just, we got this thing rolling. We don't really have time to figure out how to put you in a rotation when Gorgie and Capella are doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, College Park. Go down there,
Right.
average you 40 points, 20 rebounds, and call it. You get you some accolades down there. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do all that. But, son, it'd be like that. With the Hawks this year, if you get hurt, you might mess around, get your spot took, which takes me to the next point, Cam Reddish. All right. Long term, where are we looking with Cam Reddish? He's playing for a contract. Joker, all of a sudden, folks, the city of Atlanta been yelling, be aggressive, Cam, be more aggressive. And what'd he do? He said, what? My contract run out? Contract extension, rookie extension, so just one more year? He start taking every shot. Every time he touched the ball, he don't pass anymore. That's all he do. And it's showing up on the stat sheet. Leading scorer in the first game, 22 points. Second leading scorer behind Trae Young. He's the only other person. Now, he's the second leading scorer behind Trae Young. Joker just shooting. He's shooting for he's going to get money somewhere. So it's like, okay, you gave Herter his money. I was kind of surprised that Herter agreed to an extension because, you kind of look at when they signed Bogey, Herter admitted he looked at it like, okay, guys, what are we doing here? But then, Cam blossoms. And then Hunter blossoms. So, everybody knows the dilemma they got at the wings. So my question for you, Dwaine, now that you see Cam going into that player that Hawks Twitter said he was for 3 years now, what do you do with him, I guess, long term?
Lamborghini!
Oh, okay. First of all, I'm going to say the contract, yes, I know it definitely plays a part. But at the same time, it could be, you got to think about it. This is his first time under Coach Nate. Sometimes young players just need a coach that, will let them just be them and gives them that freedom and that motivation and everything, because I know LP used to ride Cam pretty hard from reports, everybody say that, but I think Cam is more comfortable out there now. And I think Coach Nate is encouraging him to take those shots because trust me, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be shooting as much as he's, been shooting. Because like you said, Cam, every time he get in the game, it's okay. It's time for me to start shooting right now. I don't just give me the ball, get out of the way. It's time for me to score. So what do you do with him in the future? I'm gonna be honest with you. I want him on. If he continues to play at the level he's playing at now, you might have a future All-Star on your hands. If he continues to Cam, what, 6'9", can move, can shoot, can deep. But like you said, you got Dre who's gonna be coming up on a contract extension. So you pay Trey, you pay JC, pay Kevin. It's only so much money to go around. So I get it. It's a tough spot to be in. To answer your question, I don't know. I really don't. But I wouldn't trade him. I would tell you that much. Yeah, I don't know. It's because I'm a big Cam fan on top of that too. But I would not trade him. I would not. Somebody else would have to go. I'm sorry. I don't know if if you move on from Bogey or and then Gallo. Like I said, it's just when you sign Bogey and you sign Gallo and all the other guys, I think it was more of a move to, okay, let's fast track getting this team ready for the playoffs and being able to compete now. We got the youth. We need to put some vets around them to help us get to that next level. Now, since we had a taste of that next level and stuff, and that young talent is maturing, I think maybe in the future you possibly can just move on from Bogey and Gallo on some of these contracts you have. But still, even if you do move on from them, will you still have enough money to afford Hunter and Cam? I don't know that because if they both keep playing how they're playing right now, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So, yeah, this is, like I said, it's a good problem to have, but it's a tough spot to be in.
Just like Clutch telling Trey, if he don't make All NBA, he's not gonna get that 107 or whatnot. Clutch telling Cam to shoot as much as he can so he can get that contract next year. So shout out to Clutch for that. But
oh my goodness.
Yeah, look, like this is what we've been waiting for, right? This is what we've been waiting for in this year.
19.0 assists.
Like this is what we've been waiting for. So this is what he's doing. He's scoring. He's getting buckets. Like what else? Like shoot, he even took a shot at the end of the game that I was confused about. But shoot it, Cam. Like, hey, man. But at the end of the day, I do feel like I think there's a chance they could keep all of them. And I know when Rashad went to that screen just on his name, like the 3 stories was about trade rumors for him. Like just the first 3 stories. So I honestly don't know. I don't know the verdict on Cam right now. Like this is what we've been waiting for. I don't know if this is what the Hawks want so they can, actually have more trade, like so they can get more value out of him, or if they actually are looking to sign him at the end of the year. But I don't know, man. It's tough. Like it's tough. I didn't expect, honestly, and I didn't get to say because I know we talked about her in the last episode. I think he's signed for less more than he could have got. In my opinion, what 64 he got paid?
No, he definitely, and he knows that. That's why he said the whole quote about the $1 million is life change, because he knew if Duncan gets what 90, Kevin Herter
got
could
90.
at least get 80, 83.
Yeah.
80.
We got to think about it though.
75, the least. Mm-hmm. Hawks probably offered that just out of respect of offering him. Because they probably thought he was going to leave for more money. But go ahead, Dwaine.
But at the same time, you got to think Kevin's never shot 40% from 3 yet. You know what I'm saying? He's not what you might call that, like that sniper of a 3-point shooter. But it's fine because he makes up for that in more other ways than not. He's a great playmaker. Defense is awesome. So yes, I agree. He definitely could have signed for a lot more than 64 mil. But like I said, it was a great deal for them. I'm not mad. It's a great deal on our end, but still, like that basic question: what is Cam going to command if he keeps playing how he's been playing? You're gonna have to play Dre. So you start doing the math, and sometimes these numbers don't add up. It's all gonna even out. But like you're saying, I think Cam playing well, it only bodes well for the Hawks. I don't, you have that person that can come off the bench and give you instant offense. I don't think they're really asking Cam to, come in and just – I think, like I said, Nate told him to come in, be aggressive, look for your shot as often as, as possible and be that spark off the bench. And he's doing that. And at the end of the year, if they get to a point where, we can't afford all these people, you have a player now with very high trade value, you know what I'm saying? And Cam, possible all-star potential, maybe you package him and somebody else for another star player or something, So it's a great problem to have. It's not, but I'm be honest, I want to see Cam remain a Hawk because I just, I still believe the game can grow even more. Because if you got a guy that can score the way he can, play defense the way he can, yes, those assists, he's not passing the ball much, but, all in today's NBA, if you can score the basketball, you're going to be valuable. That's it. So, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a Toronto Raptors, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady situation. Where you have these 2 stars, and McGrady is going to get that bag somewhere else, but you already have Vince Carter. You know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of at a crossroads where you have to make a decision. I think also though that Kevin Herter deal, like the fact that he signed it, it says a lot about Kevin's character and just the fact that these guys actually like each other. Mm-hmm. Like, or at least Kevin at least likes these other guys. So now the question is, how much do these other jokers like you? Because I don't like DeAndre Hunter. He's got a playful personality. He tells a lot of jokes. Still, at the end of the day, he's a fairly quiet dude.
Yeah.
Cam is quiet to himself and very confident when he does speak.
Yeah.
So Cam is someone I'm looking at like, if this man think that he's, the best player in the league, or top, like, because Cam, the way Cam, how Cam talk. You see, shout out to Chris. Yep. Every time Cam speak, I'm gonna let him know and shut him up and because I know who I am. I'm Cam. What I'm saying? Like Cam knows, and Cam, we know how Cam believes of his abilities and stuff. So I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say this. if he keep playing the way he's playing now, he's going to want a starting position next year on the team. He's not going to want to come off the bench. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like he wants one already. That first
he
game,
does.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Did you see that press availability? Did anyone see the Dallas press availability with Cam? Cam, they asked him, how did it feel to be with the second unit? Like, is it a refreshing thing to give him kind of that spirit? And he was like, I mean, yeah, it's cool being out there with them, to help them out and help out. Like, and he said with them, when he said with them, he made it sound like I'm not supposed to be with these jokers.
With them, like
started. And like when I heard that, I'm like, bro, like I think you're gonna eat more with the second unit. And then if you have no one better than Lou Will on your team to let you know of how to embrace that, second tier role. But like he also knows all-star, everything like that. Like Lou was held out of all-star simply because, he was six man coming off the bench, even though he had all-star numbers a couple of them years. So
and that's another thing to pay attention to too. You got to think about it. These first two games where Cam has taken all these shots and look great and it's been awesome, but it's been without Lou Will, it's been without Gallo, two guys on the second unit that's going to shoot the ball a lot when they get in the game. So it's like where those shots going to come from? It's like you still going to get shots, but it's not going to probably be at the ball you're shooting now because when Gallo gets in there, you know how Gallo is. Gallo's going to look for his shot. Lou's going to look for his shot. It's like these are shooters coming in. These are guys that's going to look in coming to score. So it's like, it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds, So
do y'all feel like Nate is telling him to do this, like to shoot though? Because since the preseason, he's been putting up like the most shots on the team, like every game, like. And do y'all think Nate is telling him to just keep shooting, or is he in that mode where he's like, "I'm gonna shoot"?
I think it's a mix of both. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's a mix of both. I think he wants to come in and shoot, and I think Nate is giving him the green light to do so. I think he's telling him, "Hey, Cam, find your shot. Come in, be aggressive." And once you tell somebody like Cam to be aggressive, I think that's a wrap at that point. Okay, you want me to shoot? I'm shooting every time I get the ball. That's what I think that's what I think we've seen these first two games. And it's not a bad. I don't want to say it's a bad thing because you've seen he's been instant offense off the bench. He's looked great, but it's just like I just want to see how this unfolds when we get that full second unit of Lou Will, Gallo, and see what how everything meshes together. Will some people get upset for him taking so many shots and not, this it's going to be interesting to see how it, goes, but we'll see.
I think Nate had to give him some type of green light because if not, like the Joker would be sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you got Herder, Hunter, Bogey. They all healthy right now. So if Cam was shooting too much, just play Herder more minutes, He got a new bag. He can play more new minutes. You got new money, new minutes. Feel me? So, it's not that big of a problem if he didn't like the shots he was taking. So, I think it has to be just logically, thinking. It has to be Nate gave him that green light to be like, Cam shoot. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%. And like I said, not to go back to LP or anything, but I'm just saying I think maybe he didn't have that green light under him the way look, I'm not everybody look, I'm not bashing LP. I'm not you gonna talk Lord Pierce again. No, look, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I think Cam's confidence was shot under it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, you can't come in and make a shot or, brick. When he used to come in and maybe throw up an air ball or a brick, LP probably look at him like, what are you doing?
He hit one of them 360s.
Exactly right. Double 360 or something. I think LP looked at him like, what are you doing? But I think Nate is giving him that because if you pay attention to the preseason, the first two games, Cam has scored and looked awesome, but he's putting up a couple shots. I'm like, that's been way off. Like, okay, bro, that's bad. That's a bad shot. But I think Nate's to the point where he's like, we'll live with that to get to what's on the other end. That ceiling, I think you can hit, and that player, I think you can beat. So that's you don't normally get that on a team that's trying to really contend and get right. That's right there. That just was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year to a player that although everybody believe in Cam, which is cool to me, it's been being on the desk for him to play and be aggressive and stuff. A player who hasn't really, been what everybody projected him to be coming out, because drafted Cam, that's the next, Paul George. And I still believe he can hit be an all-star level player. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is it hasn't started that way. And like I said, it didn't start that way with Paul George either. So that's why I'm thinking there, just like, okay, to get to that point, we got to let him, be aggressive, take those shots. And that's why I think they've given him the green light to do that. And when you do give a player a green light that has that dog in him and has that confidence in him, you get what we've gotten the first two games, really. Because the talent is there for Cam. That's never been a question. We all know the talent is there. I think it's been a confidence thing with him. I think it's been all in his head. I'm be honest with you.
I guess like OKC, I was trying to think of the last team in the league, Golden State, where you had guys grown organically from the draft. Like, because what if Cam becomes PG? What if Hunter takes that leap this season and gets 2013, 2012 Kawhi Leonard before Finals MVP Kawhi? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If that happens with what you already have with John, with what you already have with Trey, and Kev is still just Kev. Like, Kev, you don't need him to take a next step to improve too much. But if he does, that's a bonus as well. And Onyeka, like, if all those guys evolve into what they're supposed to be, like, I don't think you've seen that since OKC with Ibaka and, Russ, KD, and Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just crazy. Go ahead.
Let me ask y'all this question. What do y'all think about Cam's ability to play the two? Do y'all think he could play the two in the future possibly, and maybe have a lineup of Trey, Cam, Dre, JC, and Capella, and then move Kevin to the backup two guard, and then at that point, if Cam really hits that ceiling, then maybe you can move on from Bogey. Yeah, then maybe you can move on from Bogey, or what do y'all think about the prospect of that lineup, and what would you do about Bogey and Kevin if you do believe Cam could be a possible starting two guard in the future? Cam
can play 2 through 4. Just look, 7'1". Hold on, look at it. 7'1" wingspan, and the reason why he could play 2 is because his shooting ability. Go ahead, Malik.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think like at the beginning of last season, I think that was the lineup. I think it was Trey, Cam, Hunter, Collins, and Capella. I think that's what the lineup they rolled out with at the beginning of the season last year. But I think somebody got hurt, or I think or maybe they started losing, and then they switched out Capella. I mean, not Capella. They switched out Cam with Bogey, and then they started
Bogey didn't start right away. You're right.
Yeah, he didn't start right away. But I personally like that lineup because of the defense, and I thought Cam was going to take that next step, but around that time he had still not taken that step. So it was kind of like, you need to put more offense in there, like proven offense. So put Bogey in there. But I mean, from what you've seen from Cam now, is like I would be fine putting him there. I think I still like Bogey at the 2, but like you said, like later on or whatnot, like I don't know, next season or I don't know, whenever the moment arises, like I think Cam has shown enough ability to play the 2 alongside the other 4 guys.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, I feel like Bogey loves being in Atlanta. Like, and he's not necessarily the youngest guy because he became a rookie at 27, 28. He's only 29. I thought he would have been 32 or something, just because he was a rookie at 27.
I didn't even know he was 29. I thought he was. Dang, I thought he was 28. I mean,
no, because he thought
he was 28. Like, it's a big difference. Go ahead.
Let me see. Hold on. Where we at? Hold on, excuse me. Where are we? Oh, that's projection. Okay, where's the career? Because he was mad old. Yeah, he was only 25. Why did I think he was 28 as a rookie? I guess when all the kids nowadays are 19 coming in the league, that's probably what it does.
But Bogey even said himself at the end of last season, he was like, it's going to be hard to keep everybody together. I think he knows
that's
that.
what he said. Yeah, that's what he said.
But I think he loves here. I think he wants to stay here. And I won't love
trade
to keep him.
shoes.
Yeah, right. He rocking the ice trades first. So it's like he's great. I just don't know it's just a tough spot, honestly, because you can't have, if you decide to move Cam to that starting 2, you can't have Bogey and Kevin behind him. That's too much money and too much talent. So it's got to be one odd person out of that equation, right? Because Kevin can't play the backup 3, can he? I mean, he has the size, 6'7", but still, I don't know. It's just like I said, it's a great problem to have, but I just think it's going to be, at some point in time, it's going to have to be some odd man out. But it's going to come to a point where it's going to have to be a decision made on somebody.
Yeah, I think Coach McMillan is like trying to instill like the whole sacrifice thing so much, because I think he knows how much talent he has on the team. But at what point does like the sacrifice come in? It's like, I'm better than this dude. Like I need to get this many shot attempts in this many amount of minutes because I'm this guy and I got paid more than this guy, which means I should have more of a offensive responsibility. Like, are we going to be preaching sacrifice the entire, like, because I mean, we all know Trey gonna get his. Like, Trey is already gonna get his, but what about everybody else? Like,
and it's okay to, like you say, it's okay to pre-sacrifice when you got a roster of guys that's maybe between the ages of 28 and 35 or something like that. But when you have a roster with a bunch of young guys in their early 20s and stuff, like Nate said in postseason, you got a whole bunch of guys that's trying to make a name for themselves right now. So you got Cam, you got Dre, you got Kevin Huerter, you got Trey, you got JC, you got, even Bogey's not even 30 yet. So it's just, you have so many guys that are going to want shots and stuff, like you said. And, you can pre-sacrifice all day, but at some point in time, it's going to be, okay, yeah, I'll sacrifice. But at the same time, I should be getting more shots than this. I believe in myself. I got to I'm trying to make money too. I'm trying to make a name for myself. So it's kind of like, I get it, sacrifice so you can win, but, at the same time, I'm trying to make a name for myself. I can't, if you're going to keep putting me on the second unit or moving me here and I'm only playing this many minutes, I can go to another team and be a starter. And
I want to shoot too.
End up, exactly. Right. So it's, but like you said, I think that's why Nate is preaching sacrifice, because he knows how much talent he has. And he knows he doesn't want to get to a point to where people are getting upset about shots, minutes. And that's why I think continuing to win is super important this year, because winning cures all. As like you said, at some point, yes, people are still going to want to, okay, I should get more shots. But if you don't let you start losing, and you got me in this position as well. If we lose and I'm not winning as many games, not being an elite team, we don't have a chance at, being in the Eastern Conference Finals again or making a huge playoff run, and I'm not getting these minutes of shots either. That's when you start running into possible, friction, or, okay, yeah, we losing. We could be winning if I was in the starting lineup. And, it's just that's when those, I mean, it's across anybody's head that is confident in themselves. And we know Cam is confident in someone. So as soon as you have a losing streak of not doing, well, which will happen at some point in the season, 82-game season. We're going to have a losing streak at some point. Hopefully it's not that long, but it will come at one time where we're not playing that good as up to our potential. Question is, during that time, if Cam or somebody else is still in the second unit that don't believe that they should be, they're going to be like, well, we're losing, but, we could be winning if they had, it's one of the things to think about. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Like you said, I love the team chemistry with this team. I believe that, but yeah, these are still, we can talk about team chemistry all we want, but at the same time, these are still grown men trying to make a name for themselves in the NBA that want to be successful, not only as a team, but personally as well. So, yeah.
Hey.
We got a special guest. We got a special guest just joining.
Hey, we on set. Yo, you set. Hey, let me try to get my light. Let me try to get my pass. Okay. I'm gonna fix it later. I'm gonna look as dark as black licorice right now. Coming next to my set, black licorice grove right now. Yeah, here we are. How y'all doing today?
What's
Man,
going on,
man,
big dog?
can't call it, man.
What's good, Josh?
We're just in the middle of the episode right now, talking about your boy Cam Reddish, man. We
Cam,
talk, we're talking
Cam.
about. Hold on now, hold on. Before you get started, we're talking about how difficult it's really gonna be for the team and Nate to really just figure out how they're gonna move forward with everybody, keeping everybody. Bogey, Herder just signed his money. Hunter got his money the same time. Reddish got to get his money. We talking about how difficult it's gonna be to keep all four of them jokers. So like, how you feeling about the way Cam's playing, the way we expected you expected him to play last season coming into this year, but keeping all four of them.
Well, all I can say is Cam's the one who's here to stay. If you watch the first two games of the season, I think he's the guy, out of the money that was paid, who made the most of his opportunities. And other people, I mean, hey, DeAndre did okay these past two games. I mean, Kevin Herter probably under-delivered a little, but he shot the ball well, probably better in the first game. But I also want to say Bogey might need to go to the bench right now. I think Bogey coming off the bench. Look, I don't think he's averaged more than 6 points. I mean, like 4, 5, 6 points, as a starter. Like, he hasn't made the most of his minutes, and Cam has made the most of his minutes, and he can defend. So I think Cam should take Bogey's spot in the lineup starting line. It's
So
only right.
you're pulling the trigger 1 week in the season. You're pulling the trigger already.
I think most people are hesitant because they feel like Cam wouldn't have the green light with Trey. But, if you're looking at the ball, the way it's, being played right now, I think with the starting lineup, it has to be Trey, Cam, DeAndre, John Collins, and, Clint. I think, if he dunks the ball, every time he dunks the ball, because sometimes he plays volleyball. He's like, he's playing with himself. Like, this dude's playing with himself. So all I can say is, yeah, that starting five is actually the best in the East as far as I'm concerned. Because look, if John is actually playing basketball, if he's committed to really playing good basketball, if he has an off night, we won't win the game. But if he has a great night, a 15-point, 10-rebound night, like he's supposed to have with his money, that's what you have to expect from him. That lineup is enough to win a championship.
I agree. Dwaine, what response?
I agree 100%. I'm gonna be honest with you. Bogey, like I said, first couple games hasn't looked too hot, but it's okay. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be too hard on anybody because the season just started. But inserting Cam into that first unit not only would up the defense, but I still think he would. Trey, like I said, Trey's going to get his shots, of course. But at the same time, Trey is unselfish at the same time, too. If he sees Cam gets it rolled early, he's going to continue to feed him. Because Trey has always been that way. I'm going to give it to whoever got the hot hand. But I know at the end of the game or when it comes down to crunch, I'm going to get my shots regardless. So I'm not worried about that at all. I think Bogey would be good on the second unit. I think if you have a second unit of Bogey and Kevin and Delon, Lou, and Gallo and all that, I think that's a starting unit on a lot of teams. And I think, now how will Bogey take going to the second unit? I don't know. But I think, like you said, I know he's a team guy. I think he would be okay with it if but time will tell. But like I said, Cam, if he keeps playing like this, like I told you, I can't see the Hawks getting rid of him. I can't.
Well, I can't see the Hawks keeping him on the second unit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if he keeps playing so it's like I think to Bogey, what we learned from the playoffs and just everything, like when Bogey goes through a drought, when he's struggling, he works his butt off and he eventually, kind of gets back in his groove. Like he just keeps shooting, and, like hours after games, directly after games and stuff like that, come super early. The next day, keep shooting until a shot comes back. So I think, if that's the message you have to send to put Cam in the starting unit and Bogey plays better, who loses in this situation? At the
Right.
Hawks.
Right. It's a win-win
if that
situation.
puts
Yeah.
that fire under your butt to get back to where you were last season, when you were on a tear post LP firing, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? I think all parties win. And then if Cam goes back to struggling and taking all them crazy pull-ups in transition and breaking them again like he was in the preseason, a couple of them games, then sit Cam back down and put both,
Yeah.
You have, it's like Nate has so much, bro. It's like he can do no wrong. He literally can do no wrong with the roster, like from 1 through 15. Even Solo hit a couple threes last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the thing is, too, you got to think about it, though, is Dre has the 3 pretty much locked down. So at this point, if you're going to play Cam, start him at the 2 and give him minutes, and play him at the 2 and bring Bogey or Kevin off the bench behind him. Lou was a combo guard. So where's Lou Will's minutes going to come from if you got the line at your back?
Lou not playing. Lou not playing.
Yeah.
Lou is Udonis Haslam. And, I mean, you just got to accept that. You from Atlanta. You played on Atlanta before. You came back to Atlanta. You are Udonis Haslam. You get in the game when you get in the game.
You know what?
You're not in the rotation. I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm sure he doesn't care as long as he get traded again.
I got a theory about that. Let me just pull up my window real fast. Y'all keep talking. I got a theory about Lou, and I got a theory about Gallo. I got a theory about Bogey. Here's the theory after I roll up my window.
Okay, cool. He's rolling up the window right now. We're filling in with banter.
Here's the theory. So we know Ben Simmons is out there. He wants to be traded. We know a guy like Bradley Beal sometimes isn't playing some games, and a person like just a regular person like Buddy Hield, like there's just so many people who need to be traded. They don't just want to be traded, but they need to be traded. Like Victor Oladipo, when's the last time you've heard about Victor Oladipo? I mean, honestly, there's so many.
He's hurt though. He's hurt right now. He's hurt.
I mean, a lot of people on these teams, they have to be traded. Even Zion.
Marvin Bagley.
Zion might be hurt, but Zion needs to be traded. He wants to go from the Pelicans, man. I'm not one for spreading rumors, but the dude, I saw him in the commercials, man. He wants to be, out of shape. He's trying to do a Harden. What Harden did to the Rockets. You know how he got real out of shape? They put a pillow in under his jersey before he played. Yeah. Zion wants to really get big. So the Pelicans don't want to, play him anymore. He wants to be injury prone. He wants this. He doesn't even want to let his team make the playoffs. So it's something, Zion needs to work on, but he might want to get traded. I don't know. The Hawks will always go to a team. He was tapping on the Hawks the draft night. He was tapping on the Hawks name. So all I know is he's always wanted to be in Atlanta. So to trade to go for him, you have to get Gallo, Lou. Really for any combination. Gallo, Lou, maybe Kevin.
They're gonna want more than that.
For Zion, they're gonna want at least Cam and Dre.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have one of them.
You have to maybe throw in a draft pick. You have to throw in another draft pick, future first protected or something like that, some crazy stuff like that. And then you might have to throw in one of the guys we just drafted. You might have to throw Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson might be the lamb right in this equation because Jalen Johnson will get no minutes with a roster like this. Jalen Johnson, would struggle to find minutes unless it's a blowout on all the sides. But I say we keep Jalen Johnson. If John Collins doesn't step up, listen, John Collins is better defensively than he's ever been. Listen, he's better defensively than he's ever been. But we still haven't seen the 2020 or the 25-25, the all-star caliber guy that we expect really with the contract that he's, taking on right now.
Yeah, I don't think, and going to that contract, I don't think like just the way the roster set up, like with the talent it is, I don't think that we're ever going to see John where he's actually playing to that contract. Like, I just feel like it's just not in the team's like ability for him. Like, I mean, when he's getting paid 135, I think at that time.
125 mil. And here's how he does it. Here's how John does it. Over 5 years. John does it by making shots. Now, he's not going to come off the dribble every single time. But he's going to play a lot like Melo. He's going to be a stretch forward. Now, a lot of what he's going to do when you do on the pick and roll, those threes, he gets so many open pick and roll threes. Like, he can at least shoot 4 of those a game. He's like the Kevin Love of the team. You saw Kevin Love in the game. He's exactly like that. 17-point automatic. So if you have John having an under 10-point game, that's a little, questionable for me when Kevin Love is outscoring. That's a little questionable for me. So I'm seeing here, 6 and 12 over 27 minutes. And Kevin Love, how much did Kevin Love have? Kevin Love. If Kevin Love outscored him, I'm going to be a little bit upset. Now, okay, Kevin Love had, so the opposite, he had 12 and 6. So all I can say is I'd rather have 12 points and 6 rebounds than 6 points and 12 rebounds, basically. So what Kevin Love did was really perfect for the Cavs. That's why they won. Had John put up 6 more points, we would have tied it to overtime. So it's really, I think Clint also had some bunnies he was missing, free throws he was missing. So our front court needs some work. But I believe our 3 spot is solid. Our 3 spot, and so is our 2 spot right now. Now, the 2 spot is just for the back court. And then the 3 spot I have for the front court is the only real good spot right there.
But yeah, like you were saying, I just don't think this team is set up for John to be that 20 plus point scorer per game, 10 plus rebound.
It's not to be Kevin Love.
Because ever since we signed Capella, he's not getting those lob rolls to the basket anymore. All those are going to most of those are going to Capella now. So now it's like if you can't be that one-on-one score, that's what unless Trey is setting you up for a corner 3 or you post up, turn around Jay or something like that, it's not going to be a whole lot of, it's going to be hard for him to get that 20-plus point, 10, especially when you got Trey get his shots, Bogey's going to shoot, Cam's going to come in shooting, Dre's going to get his shots. There's so many shots to go around, and I don't think JC, he's not a natural scorer like that anyway as it is. So it's kind of like, where is that point production that everybody wants to see to match that contract?
Right.
I don't see him doing that every night. I really don't. I think the contract was more of a reward for him of not, okay, we understand you're not going to be getting that many shots as in the past. I understand you're not going to be getting, those lob threats that you used to get, but you maintain a good, positive teammate. Your defense has gotten better. We know what you can bring to the team. We're not expecting you to be that 20-plus, 20-something plus score, 10-plus every game. We're not expecting that out of you. But the problem is, the fans are. They're looking at the box score and like, okay, man, you got to give me more than what, 13, 14 points that we paying you 125, 30 something million dollars, So it's just one of those things. But yeah, I agree with you 100% on that.
John will always be a capable scorer. He has a lot of touch, fadeaway J. He has a lot of those moves. He doesn't use them as much because he wants to get teammates involved. But he needs to realize as soon as he gets that pick and roll screen, when he gets to open lane, he needs to cut, drive, do whatever he does to get in the lane, get the foul, go to the basket, draw the and one play, because that is the aggressive play that we're looking for. So about 14, maybe 15 points a game is okay for him. If DeAndre is having 17 points, if Cam is having 20 points coming off the bench, if Cam is having 20 points and Trey's having at least 20 and 10 assists consistent, and then you basically have a great roster. And then you have 12 points for Bogey and 12 points for Kevin Huerter just off a balanced scoring night. And then, Gallo comes back, or maybe he gets, I don't know, maybe he does get traded or he does not get traded. He's worth 13 points every game. So that's all I can say. Okongwu is defensively better, so there's minutes for him as well.
So speaking of Okongwu, what do you do with Okongwu once he gets back with how Gorgie Jank has played so far?
Gorgie Jank. He surprised me. Gorgie surprised me, man. I thought Gorgie would be like, he really worked on his jumper. Gorgie had some good touch in the preseason, and now I'm seeing that he had good touch against the Mavs. So I can say Gorgie he just has a shooter's touch. But I wouldn't rule out them playing together. I wouldn't rule out Okongwu and Gorgie playing together because Okongwu is more of a
So where do you put Gallo?
Gallo again. There's like you might have to get 3 players off, maybe for like a big fish. Maybe a guy will come off the bench. Maybe a guy who's a solid scorer who can come off the bench. It was much cheaper. I'm saying like if you can package these contracts because of financial reasons, that's really the cost, the finances. So Gallo, when I look at it, he's more of the financial cost. So the Sixers, I'm looking at maybe you have to trade for Ben Simmons and bring Ben Simmons off the bench because, without a jump shot for Ben, I mean, he's more of a
Josh, but who you going? You got to trade like John Collins for Ben Simmons. Like you can't just keep everybody in.
Ben Simmons, man, I tell you what, he used to be all right. He was a pick. Ben Simmons has no jump shot, and when he lays the ball up, you don't really know if he's gonna make it or not anymore. Ben Simmons, I don't know what you can expect from Ben Simmons mentally in his game. So that's why.
But that doesn't mean that they're gonna accept him for Kevin Huerter. And all due respect to Kevin Huerter, but they're not gonna accept him for Kevin Huerter. Who are the other couple of players? Jalen Johnson and.
They already said they want to start player and return back for him.
Exactly. Like
Okay,
you're gonna
Gallo,
have to get at least DeAndre Hunter, bring him back home to Philly for that, at least.
Okay.
And I'm not doing that. Ain't no way I'm doing that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's the last resort. You're right. But also, I wouldn't rule out the Blazers making the trade. But most of these teams who are going to be on the outs, it all depends on 15 games from now. 15 games from now, we're going to know who's going to get traded, who's not going to get traded. I feel like Gallo can be on the team, but I feel like if a young player gets traded, it might be the ones who might underachieve. Like Cam is actually he's at his best basketball right now. He's playing the basketball Hawks fans know he can play. And it's only been 2 games. Listen, the preseason he actually came out and had the same desire to win. So I can tell you this. If the next 15 games Cam is playing averaging 25 points per game, you have to start him. You have to start Cam over anybody. If it's DeAndre, start him over DeAndre. If it's Huerter, start him over Huerter. If it's Bogey, start him over Bogey because he's the best wing on the team. He's playing like the best. Cam is playing like the best wing on the team. DeAndre is more consistent, but Cam is an overachiever. He can shoot like Curry because Curry taught him how to shoot. He can defend because he's watched a lot of tapes on a lot of old school defenders. So he's a guy who studies the game. He knows how to be like your favorite player, Cam Reddish.
Malik, I'm gonna let you go. Malik, I gotta let you speak. Malik, it's been a while since the people have heard from you, man. Go ahead, Malik.
Look, I honestly don't have anything to say. I'm just listening to this. This is great. This is great dialogue, y'all. This is great dialogue.
I just had a 15-hour work.
We got Steph Curry 2.0 on the team, y'all.
Yes,
I love Josh, man. Josh, he kept that same energy right when it was right after Game 6, first time he brought Josh on, and he was pretty much saying all this about Cam. So the fact that Cam started this season like he did, man, it's just like Malik said.
And that's
man.
the thing. Most of us Hawks fans have been on the Cam train this whole time, saying, "Okay, we know what he gonna do." That's why none of us wanted to trade him, and all the trade rumors and stuff came up because we know what he's capable of and stuff. So it's this. Most of us have been on the Cam train already, and it's just. I think it's just exciting to finally see him actually maybe becoming that player that we all know that he can be, And if you have him and he hits his ceiling, he could, like I said, he easily be an all-star. I stand by that. I said that when we drafted him because he has all the tools necessary. He has the size. He has the defense. He has, he has a complete game. The only thing that I've said in the past that Cam has lacked has been confidence. And I think a lot of it was, I'm my last time saying it, but I think a lot of it had to deal with LP. Well, Pierce, I don't think he instilled the confidence in him and gave him that green light to be Cam. So
Dwaine, wait, can you
Yeah.
promise me this? Can you please come back on the next time we bring Reggie on?
Oh yeah, I wanted to that last that first
I
time.
need it because you don't
Yeah.
shouted out LP about 5 times. And
Because, listen,
and
dog,
last week we had Reg on, and Reg still defending LP. I'm like, Joker, he ain't been the coach for a whole year. Reg still, yeah, and I think Lloyd Pierce. I'm like, yo, Reg, chill, bro.
What?
Not on
You
the
think
team.
Lloyd Pierce?
Go ahead,
You
Dwayne.
think he did what? Okay. Look, as a coach, man, you have to instill confidence in your players. That's just it. I'm not saying LP didn't, but all I'm saying, well, yeah, I am saying he didn't. It just you gotta have a coach that can relate to players and not, like I said, I don't think it was a report that came out. They said a reporter asked an anonymous NBA player to play, was asking them what coach, you think is the worst coach in the NBA. And one of the Hawks players said, well, can I vote for my own coach? If you have a player coming out saying something like that, that goes to show you, first off, they don't believe in this guy. That probably was Cam. It probably was Cam that said it. It just, I just think ever since LP has left the team, I've seen a different Cam Reddish. Some of those shots that he took under LP, has he made some of those shots that, oh, okay, that's a bad shot? Yes, but it just seems like he's more confident. He's playing more freely now. And I'm going to stand by that. I just think I think Nate has given him that green light and that, okay, it's okay to make mistakes. Just keep shooting, keep doing you. And what we have from that is now we having a confident Cam Reddish. And a confident Cam Reddish is a problem for the whole league. I'm sorry. He's an issue. I'm telling you. If you have a guy that's freaking 6'10", that can handle that, you need to work on his handles. That's one thing I will say. You need to tighten up the handle a little bit. But other than that, his complete game, defense, rebounding, ability to attack the basket, finish, shooting. He has the whole package. So, yeah. So it just, Miss D said it. She's like, I just want to see a full year of Cam Reddish under Nate. And these first 2 games, he's been amazing. If he can keep this up, it's going to be hard to keep him out of the starting lineup. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, y'all Hawks fans got to stop adding inches to Cam Reddish's height. He can't be 6'8", then 6'9". He's still listed as 6'8". I know. I've seen the pictures. I have Twitter.
Uh-huh.
I have the app too. I see the pictures when he's standing next to Gallo, and they say, if Gallo's 7, then how tall is Cam with the eye emoji? I've seen the tweet. He is still listed as 6'8". Y'all can't. He's 6'8". He's 6'9". He's 6'10".
6'8.5".
He as tall as KD. He play like he don't shoot like Josh. He don't shoot like Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. Y'all can't do this to Cam. Y'all do this to Cam Reddish every year. I'm here to put it into it tonight. Cam is good. Cam is talented. Cam could be the next. He could be a version of a Paul George. He could be a version of a Tracy McGrady. He is not. He's not Jesus Christ. Cam is not. That's the title of the episode. Cam Reddish is not Jesus Christ. He's pretty good.
Nobody said.
I'm gonna let Josh go. And then we got to get into next week's schedule. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah. Dwaine, I'll get Dwaine the first one, and then I'll say that way after him because he was gonna say what you said, Dwaine.
No, you can go first, bro. You good? I'm just gonna say we don't. But I just think we just all just decided about the player he can be. I don't think we know he's far from perfect because he got a lot of stuff he still need to work on. But I just it's a reason why I believe we just didn't get excited for no reason. I just think he can be, if he hits his ceiling, he could be possibly the second best player on the team. That's all I'm saying. But all right.
Right. And I think what's more important when we're talking about green light, players need green lights. Every great player needs green light. You look at Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry has a trainer. Stephen Curry has a trainer that's telling him, hey, you got to make this shot without it hitting a rim. You have to make it just switch. He needs pushing him to make it better. So, Stephen Curry isn't walking around like I'm the best in the world. everyone has a trainer. All of the greatest people have trainers and things like that.
And ironically, Josh, before you continue, guess who was training Steph at the beginning of his career? Dwaine, would you like to answer the question?
No,
Training
no,
Steph
no,
at
no.
the beginning of his career, Dwaine.
No,
Let us know.
I know.
Who was? Say his
I know that.
name. Say his name for the camera, so the cameras can get it on record.
Hey, this was hard to. Okay, LP. I already know. That's fine.
But I'll say it.
I can continue.
Trey actually played well under Lloyd Pierce. So Lloyd Pierce knows how to play a point guard. So the thing is, it's not really about the point guard. The small forward position is NBA's position. LeBron's a small forward. Kevin Durant's a small forward. So all these players are small forwards. So looking at Kawhi, all these people, that's what we need. We need a star small forward. And, many people would say shooting guard, small forward, of course. But when you look at the size and length, Cam is that shooting guard / small forward player that needs to be the star, because even with the point guard player in the NBA, you still need a Klay Thompson. You still need a let's say you've seen a CJ McCollum. Damian Lillard probably didn't have like the point guard like Dame and Steph. If he had that, he'd be made for life. If he had Trey, if Booker had Trey, they'd be unstoppable. But again, with the thing about Cam Reddish is that he's a two-way player. He's a prototypical two-way player. And most of his plays, you look at it, earlier on in his career, he had a lot of injuries because he pushed his body. Again, he would dunk the ball, but every time he dunked the ball, he might be out for 2 weeks. But like now, he strengthened his core. He done a lot of things. He had some surgeries, some injuries like that. So those small micro shifts, those injuries are with the surgery going away. Like that is unleashing Cam Reddish in ways we've never seen before. That's what's going on.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate all the Cam Reddish agenda still being pushed and standing on y'all's word and y'all position on Cam Reddish. That said, let's go into next week. All right. Next week, the Hawks, at the time of this recording, this will probably be out after the Pistons game. I'm sorry. But it's the Pistons first. That is in Atlanta. Malik will be in the building. Rashad will not. Second game is against New Orleans. It's at New Orleans. And then the third game, let me see, third game. Oh, they play 4 times. Oh, my gosh. It's a 4-game week. The third game is at Washington. And then the fourth game is, let me see, it's at Philly. So those are the 4 games for the week. Fellas, what do you have them going this week? By the way, last week, all of us were wrong. Myself, Reggie, Brandon, and Malik. We all said 2-0.
So I like us winning tomorrow at Detroit. Wednesday in New Orleans, I like that as a win as well. Washington Thursday. We might drop that one, I would say. Washington playing some pretty good ball right now, even without Brad. These first 2 games, they've looked impressive, and that might. So I'm gonna take a loss. So I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say 3-1 over this week. Can we win all 4? Yes, but I'll say 3-1.
Josh, what you got?
I have a stipulation. If Cam Reddish is not in the starting lineup. If Cam Reddish is not in the starting lineup, anybody else is in place of him. For some strange reason, if that's the case, because they're on an agenda to make him the 6th man instead of an actual most improved player, instead of an All-NBA player, which he is, then they might go 2-2. But if Cam Reddish is in the starting lineup, and he's in the starting lineup all 4 games, and he closes all 4 games, and he's playing the entire 4th quarter, you don't put him out when he's hot. You don't put him out in the 4th quarter. I'm sorry, Nate. Just don't do it. I love you, but don't do it. Don't put him out in the 4th quarter. If you do that, then you'll win all 4 games. Cam Reddish will carry the team to win all 4 games. Of Josh approval, Cam Reddish will carry us to 4-0 this week if he plays the entire time instead of taking him out when he was supposed to be in the game. All right, that's all I got to say.
Josh, I love you, man. I just want to say that, man.
We would have beat the Cavs had he stayed in the game in the fourth quarter.
Look, hey, Rashad, look, I will say this part though, bro. I was watching that Cavs game, and at a point I was like, why did he take Cam out when Bogey was in the fourth quarter? I was like, he's your hottest man, and we're losing. Put him back in the game. It was a point that I was like, it was Hoffman on Twitter and stuff that was saying, where's Cam? Put Cam back in. Well, I'm not, big Cam fan, but I'm just saying it was a point in that game where I was like, in the fourth quarter, I was like, okay, Nate, time to put Cam back in. He's been your best player this entire game.
He never should have said because he cooled him off. It cooled him off too. He never should have sat him. Malik is busted up, man. He never should have sat him. He never should have.
All right, Malik, it's your turn. What do you got him going the next? So Josh said 2-2 if Cam still comes off the bench. If Cam comes in the starting lineup starting tomorrow night, they'll go 4-0. So Malik, now what do you have for this week?
All right, I'm gonna go 3-1. I think they beat the Pistons. I think they beat the Hawks. I'm sorry. I'm off right now, y'all. My bad.
Threw bro way off.
I got to be the Pistons. I got to be the Pelicans. I got to be the Wizards. I think the Wizards will be a tough game, though, but I think they'll win that. I think they'll lose against the Sixers.
Revenge game.
Even though last week I did say they would start like 7-0, I think they'll lose the 76ers.
I would have said that, but no Ben Simmons. No Ben.
They still playing
They
some
still
pretty
like a
good
good team
ball.
without them, though. Yeah.
They're playing some pretty good ball right now. I don't know how what seed they're gonna finish the season, but yeah, they just beat OKC by 12 double digits. Let me see if they beat. No, they didn't beat Brooklyn.
But they played them well.
They were up. They were up like with a minute left though, and they were
winning in the fourth quarter. Yeah, they were winning in the fourth quarter.
And I think who's the point guard? Maxey?
Is he the starting point?
Is.
Yeah, he's starting point.
Okay.
Let me look. I think it's Maxey, but we got Google right in front of our face. Yeah, Maxey's the point guard. He had 14 points today, 14 and 5.
Oh, Seth Curry went off today, bro.
Yeah, Seth went off. He had 20 in a quarter or something like that.
Yeah, I think the first quarter or something, he had almost 20 points. So he pulled a Steph in that first quarter like the other night. I'm still sorry about that.
It's how we call it. First and fourth quarter, Curry is greater than second and third quarter Curry. Because in the first and the fourth quarter, both Currys get real hot.
I'm still sorry about that because honestly, when Seth left the Mavs and was a free agent 2 years ago, I wanted to sign him. I was beating on the desk, sign him as a backup point because I just I'm a big Seth fan, but yeah.
Right. I love the whole Curry family. Shout out to Sadell as well. And but yeah, man. So let me see. Wait, hold on. So we got so Malik has 3-1. I think Dwaine has 3-1, right, Dwaine?
3-1. I got losing to the Wizards.
Josh has 2-2 unless Cam comes in the starting lineup, then it'll be 4-0. They'll also go 81-1 if Cam Reddish is the starter.
Oh yeah, you're right. And here's what I also have to say about the 2-2. The games that we would drop are we may lose to the Pistons if we're not serious. And that's because it's the game. Because look, if we lose to the Cavs and we're not these are games you don't expect. We can beat the teams we expect. We can beat the Sixers. We can beat the Sixers with our hands tied behind our back without Ben Simmons. We did that last year. But the idea now, can you beat the bad teams? Can you put away against the teams you're supposed to get it done on? And that's been the Hawks' biggest challenge this whole time. Can you beat bad teams who are hungry and need the win? Can you beat the teams that are desperate and waiting for the first win in your building? Can you do that? Can you beat the Pistons? Can you beat the other teams that get blown out by other teams? That's what we have to do. We have to put the foot on the necks of these teams. We need to destroy these teams of the pace of as soon as we play in the game, they have to be blown out in the first quarter. As soon as it happens, no playing around. 20-point blowout.
And that's why I have us beating the Pistons tomorrow, because I think we're still kind of pissed off about what happened against Cavs, and I think Nate probably got on them, and they probably like, okay, y'all, we got to show up, we got to do it. But then it comes to, okay, I'm just gonna do it for this one game, because y'all gonna get everybody the best shot this year, because y'all just in the East Conference Finals. They know, okay, this is the Hawks. You're gonna get these bad teams' best shot, So
They're
it's
not
gotta,
the
like
underdogs.
Exactly. They got to come to play because everybody was expecting, okay, this could be a 25-point win against the Cavs. We had to start the starters out by the fourth quarter, and then you end up losing that game. You can't drop these games, especially how competitive the East going to be this year. Because the Heat look really good. You got Brooklyn. The Bulls look really good. I mean, the Hornets are 3-0. They looking really good. I mean, you can't drop games. I said you got to win the games you're supposed to win. You cannot. Because in the end, when it comes to playoff time, you don't want to not have home court advantage against one of these teams. You want to win as many games as you can. So I'm with you, Josh. They gotta win the games that they're supposed to win. So yeah, can't drop more games against the Cavs and teams like that. You can't.
We'll beat the Wizards because it's about size, and if a team goes in and they're good, they have a lot of length, and a lot of defense. Then those are the type of teams that are Achilles heel. But, teams that don't have a lot of length, they might have shooting, even if they have a great shooting night. But if they can't defend the Hawks, then, it's going to be over. But if a team can defend the Hawks, that's our one weakness. We can't go through defenses as we used to.
Yeah, because the Cavs length gave us a lot of problems. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, they gave us
that Mobley kid, man.
Yeah. He's gonna be really good, but
it could be like
Mobley is good.
He reminds me of Chris Bosh, like when he was with Toronto when he first came out. Right. Ironically,
it's crazy. It's crazy out here.
Yeah, like I said, I agree. Teams with length down low definitely give us a lot of problems. So yeah.
Pistons have size like Drummond. What team is Andre Drummond on?
Philly.
Yeah, Philly. Okay, and that's the only reason why Philly's a danger, because with Embiid and now they got a real center. They got Andre Drummond. Like that's.
The Dwight Howard disrespect. First the 75 list. Now you saying a real center? They finally got. They had a real center. Don't do that.
Did you see the fight when Dwight got in with Anthony Davis? Did you see the fight?
Yeah.
It was like World Star. I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
It wasn't technically a fight. It was more like hey, bro, sit down, get off. Yeah.
A little shove in a yelling match.
Yeah. It was incredible to see. Like, wow, they're imploding. Like, really, like Dwight came back to sabotage the Lakers. Like, who would have thought?
I think Dwight sabotages almost every team. But
don't do that to NBA champion, top 75 player, Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer Dwight Howard.
Clay,
okay. All right.
No. Clay,
y'all better throw some respect on Atlanta's own.
Clay's top 75 though. I'm not gonna lie. Clay's top 75. So if one person has to get out, someone has to get out in place of Klay Thompson, because Clay's 75. He knows he is.
Not over Dwight.
And Clay's gonna come back and prove that he's top 75 because he had more championships, he had more accolades. Real talk.
Not over.
So let me ask you this one question. So I know it's early in the season, just 2 games in, but realistically, where do y'all see the Hawks finishing in the Eastern, as far as Eastern seeding? Just like I said, I know it's early. It's only 2 games into the season, long season to go, but. What do y'all think is the worst case scenario best case and worst case scenario, looking at the landscape of the Eastern Conference right now?
Worst case scenario, the Hawks get into a playoff game. Like when I say that 7 seed, and then we're matched up against 8 seed, the 8 seed is not a bad team. Maybe the Pacers, and the Pacers beat us, and then we're matched up against maybe a Celtics team that under-delivered. And so maybe that Celtics team beats us, and then we're out through the play-in. But that's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, and again, that's almost unlikely to happen. But those are our 2 challenges: the Pacers and the Celtics. So another challenge, because they still have Miles Turner. I'm surprised they never traded Miles Turner all this time.
Miles Turner looks really good so far this year, though. Yeah, like
Miles
40.
Turner dropped 40 on Friday.
Yeah.
Which one?
Hit a lot of threes. He had 40 on Washington. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Miles Turner is like a different player, man. Okay, another worst case scenario. You know, Trey. You know the way he plays. I think he's kind of coasting because he's waiting for the playoffs and things like that. But he needs to get All NBA. You know, he needs to get All NBA this season. So him not being All Star again, not getting All NBA again, like he's losing a lot of money. And those types of things, he needs to really push himself. You know, to play. You know, more minutes and shoot more shots. And hey, you know, even if he misses, hey, you know, he can still average 40 points a night in these nights. But this is an important season for Trae Young. And number two, I mean, like even if he averages like 20 points, he needs to do more because he needs to get All-Star. He needs all NBA. He needs that. And then the second,
especially with the new foul rules, I want him to prove everybody wrong, so show that he can still, you know.
He can average 27. He makes and one plays without getting the whistle call. But sometimes it gets to him when the crowd gets hyper. Sometimes he does get the foul call and the crowd just boos that regular foul. He gets flagrant foul calls because it actually was a flagrant foul. But anyway, because people play him too aggressively. But anyway, okay. Here's the best case. Trae gets All NBA. Trae gets All-Star, maybe even MVP. But here's the thing: with that game against the Cavs, it kind of went against his case. But I will say this: Cam gets All NBA. Cam gets Most Improved Player, 6-man, or he gets an All-Star nine if he's starting. So Cam and Trae are our guys. John probably may not make the All-Star team because, again, he might underdeliver. You know, and all the other guys, they might have great games, but they might be inconsistent. But those
no love for Dre. No love for Dre.
Dre is great, but I say sometimes I'd say his opportunities to say if he cuts to the basket, he finds opportunities, he finds a spot to average 15 points like that. But the thing is, for a guy like Cam and guys like Trae, they don't care where they shoot. They don't care where they shoot. They don't care. Like they're two players who just don't care about where they shoot, how they play, how they score, how they do these things, because when the game comes to them, they control the entire thing. You know, they're not just scoring to score. They want to destroy the other team, Cam and Trae. So if they're on one accord, it's perfect. So those two are going to carry us to either the first, second, or third seed. Now, another worst case scenario is us being either the fourth or the fifth seed. Again, because you have a team like the Bulls or a team like the Heat, or you matched up against a team like the Bucks, if the Bucks slide down or the Sixers slide down. So the first round matchup being extremely hard. Even the Knicks got better with Derek and Kemba, a two-headed monster. So these guys, these teams,
and don't sleep on the Hornets neither. Don't sleep on the Hornets.
They're missing a piece to beat the Hawks. So a team I want the Hawks to match up against is the Hornets. I want the Hawks to match up against the Hornets. Now listen, LaMelo is a great player, but the Hawks will win in 6 games. If the Hawks are in a series against a team like
5 games,
Miami,
it might be a sweep.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I love the Hornets. I love Miles Bridges.
But you got to think about it though.
The Joker can jump out the
Hornets played us. The Hornets played us good every time they played us last year. I think they beat us like 3 out of whatever. We only beat them like once. If we beat them once, I don't know. I got
Hayward went off when they stormed the Capitol.
But Cam, I don't think Cam played against the Hornets. Cam Reddish never played against the Hornets. That's actually
a good point.
Cam Reddish never played against. Look, Cam Reddish only played.
Everything come back to Cam Reddish.
Everything come back to Cam Reddish. Hey, without Cam Reddish in that game 6, it would have been a blowout. That game 6 against the Bucks would have been a blowout. So hey, all I can say is that's it for me. We win the championship this year, along with the Braves and the Falcons. Yeah, the Falcons won today. Yeah, the Braves have made it to the World Series. And
Josh, you gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop, Josh. You gotta stop. You gotta stop, Josh. You gotta stop.
We're gonna win the championship.
That's it, Josh.
But I said the Falcons too.
You had me going with the Braves and the Hawks. You don't got me with the Falcons.
Hey,
You-
I
you-
just
I
won
would,
today.
hey, I would have even said the Georgia Bulldogs or something. But
Anything,
I thought you were about when you said the Braves, and I
anything is
thought he was
possible.
about to say UGA, and he said the Falcons. I was like, oh, come on, Josh. Come on.
Yo, you hate to, yeah. But the Falcons are probably gonna make at least the NFC championship game.
what, this year?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Okay.
3-3. We can make it.
Yeah, I'm not saying we can't, but okay. All right. Okay.
The
I like
Hawks
it.
were bad in the first couple games. We made the conference finals. Maybe all we just need is as Atlanta fans, we need positivity.
You
I
right.
I
You right.
speak into existence. I spoke the Braves making World Series into existence. People don't know. People don't know what I be doing. You're gonna notice some changes though.
I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. I love it. That's what's up.
I'm gonna mute it right.
But all right, so for me this week, this week I got the Hawks going. I got them beating Detroit. I got them beating the Pelicans. I got them beating Washington. And I have them losing against Philly because A, Philly, revenge. B, I just don't see the Hawks going undefeated this week. Like, I don't know. It's just hard to go undefeated in a week in the NBA, especially a 4-game week. But yeah, so I got them going 3-1 as well with the loss being to Philly. So Dwayne's got the loss being to Washington. I got the loss being to Philly. Josh has the loss being to Detroit, and Malik has Philly as well. Go ahead, Malik.
Do y'all see from November 3rd to November 14th? That's a tough stretch. That is going to be a very tough stretch.
Oh yeah.
They got Nets, Jazz, Suns, Warriors, Jazz, Nuggets, and Bucks. That's
a brutal stretch, actually. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. All right.
They might have to go 4-0 just to give themselves some. Yeah, I was about to say to get some confidence before it is.
We'll beat the Nuggets. They need to. We'll beat the Nuggets. And the Bucks. The Nuggets, the Bucks, and the Jazz. Warriors could beat the Warriors too. Depending on
I mean we'll get to it when we get to it, but I think that stretch we'll really see like if the Hawks are like for real this season. Like honestly.
Right.
Oh, best case. Hold on. Let me do best case and worst case. Best case, I said this on Peachtree. So I'll just say read Peachtree when the roundtable comes out.
Okay.
When it says the end of the season predictions, because I had a hot take. So I think fans are going to like it. Anybody who has ever said, oh, Rashad's a hater, you watch the podcast and you hated on me from the pod, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Read that. Or the BG thing. Because I got I'm a Fed from the BG thing, Dwayne. You seen that, right, Dwayne? They called me a Fed. They called me a op.
They showed did.
The Joker said it himself on the internet, posted it himself, and he get mad at me for saying what he posted. Okay, Joker.
They act like you the one who just came out and said it.
Thank you. Anyway, anybody who has ever said anything about me, read that. Read that when the round table come out on Peach. Worst case scenario, I say what Josh says. You find yourself in the 7th, 8th seed, gotta go in the play-in, and a couple teams just catch you on 2 bad nights because it only takes 1 night to get you out in both of those. So, I think that's the worst case scenario. And then best case scenario, read Peachtree Hoops later on this week.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for worst case, I say play-in. Best case, I had them going 50. Like I said, I think I had them going like 3rd seed, but I think the best case is 2nd seed because of just the whole like the Kyrie thing with the Nets, and the Nets really don't look good right now to start. But you know things can change. This is an 82-game season, but just the whole Kyrie thing. I think the best case is definitely 2nd seed, but worst case is play-in. But I have them as a 3rd seed though. My prediction was 3rd seed.
That's why I said before season started. I said top 3 best case, worst case, probably around 6 or 7. That's what I said. So, but
I also want to go on this low rant off board. You brought up Brooklyn and Kyrie. folks are out there at Brooklyn at Barclays trying to break in the stadium, telling them to play Kyrie, play Kyrie. There are hungry people in the country. There are homeless people in the country. There's a homeless man that you pass on the streets of Brooklyn on your way to Barclays. You are out there protesting for a millionaire to play his job for a decision that he voluntarily he made that decision voluntarily to not play. He is a millionaire. He's got to deal with Nike. He got a residual movie income from Uncle Drew the movie, and then the Uncle Drew all the money he getting from them commercials. He will be okay. You are living in America, where the economic disparity and healthcare system, and there's so much wrong in the country, and you are protesting and using your time and energy to fight for a millionaire's job that he voluntarily decided, I'm going to step to the side a little bit. What are we doing as a country? Where are our mindsets? Where is the priority? I know this is a Hawks podcast. I just want to go.
I like that rant. I like that rant. But then I'm like, what if Trey decided to do something similar? And I'm like, well, if you're a fan favorite,
if a Hawks fan did that in Atlanta, I'm saying the same thing. You would live in Atlanta. Is people call it Wakanda and the greatest place ever for black people. And there's a lot of the poorest black people in America in the same city around the corner. That's the problem.
But I don't think
make no sense for all these black folks to have all this money and then black folks around the corner to have no money. That's a problem.
They don't care about Kyrie. They want the Nets to win basketball games. They got blown out. They got blown out by the Hornets. Bro. On the things like that.
It's not about Kyrie. It's not about Kyrie. They make it seem sometimes might make it seem like it's because we care about Kyrie. So it's not it's turned into like it's something political. It's that's what it's about. It's not about Kyrie at all. But my stance has been I can say I know it's a Hawks thing. I'm not going to get into anything too political or anything like that. But at the same time, I just feel like I think sometimes some players feel like they're entitled to their profession or their job or whatnot. They don't, if they decide to not want to play you because you didn't follow this, they're their own, you are their employee. If your employer says, if you got to get the shot or not, well, you're not going to play you. You're not going to, they have every right to do that. I mean, that's on them. So that's just how I feel about it. But all them people out there in Barclays, it's not about Kyrie. It's not. Because Kyrie even came out and said he's not anti-vaccine, he's not pro-vaccine, X, Y, and Z. So, I mean, but yeah.
I'm going to let Malik go, but I got to round it out because Ben Simmons and Kyrie need to get traded for each other. I said it. They got to get traded for each other. It's the only way.
There's no way solving this.
It's the only way.
Yeah, I don't think it's about Kyrie either. I think it's because they want to see the Nets win. Because that's how fans are nowadays. They care about the wins now. They don't care about anybody else's personal beliefs or whatnot. They just want to see the team win. But yeah, like Dwaine said, Kyrie has already said that he's not anti-vax. He's worried about the people losing their jobs and all this other stuff, which is another conversation for another day in that sense. But other than that, like Rashad said, bro got all the money he needs. Bro got a Nike contract. Bro got shoes. He's good on money. He don't need the league right now. He's good.
Yeah.
So go home.
Right.
But and Dwaine was saying I think also something he was kind of alluding to when he said that was, the protest was for them jokers, for New York and New York State or whatever, and the New York City and Brooklyn, the city, to end that vaccine mandate. I mean, that's what it was about. And
That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about.
yeah,
That's exactly what it's about.
But
I
you know, they
mean,
just kind of made him the poster child like the NBA has. But go ahead,
look,
Josh.
all I can say is, you know, I haven't taken both shots of vaccine, you know, them advertising booster shots and whatnot. You know, people dying even with the COVID vaccine, things like that, like Colin Powell. Like, I'm not gonna say there's a one fits all solution to every problem
Colin
that
Powell was like
science or
83, and he had like
yeah.
cancer for the last
I,
decade.
I'm saying, you know,
It's like
science.
Hank Aaron. Like Hank Aaron was like 100 years old, and he was about to die since like 2013. All due respect to those guys, but
Yeah.
I know what you mean. So all this stuff I'm saying, whether they end the mandate or not, for New York, the governor wanted to force Kyrie to take the shot because he wanted him to play. So if you're gonna force somebody to take a shot, at least you need to know what people's rights are. So that's the thing. It's actually is on Brooklyn. If you wanna win games, trade the guy. You know, you don't actually have to take away someone's amendment rights to say, yeah, this is okay because let's just force him because we want to see him play. Let's force him to take the shot. So that advertisement is a little bit out of bounds, and I think that needs to be targeted because we live in a country that is not that is 1619 slavery was a thing, throughout the country. So. And since then, it hasn't really been over 200 years since slavery had been abolished. So from the country of the United States of America. So
400.
here's the point. Anything that isn't necessarily promoting freedom. It's to promote control. But control is given through fear. But fear is to say this. If you can censor or you can take these things, or if you can put out a certain message that is aligned with a certain agenda, then yes, it can be okay. But if it's not aligned with a certain agenda, cancel this, cancel that. But in Kyrie's situation, it's more of he is afraid of taking the vaccine. He won't tell people he's afraid of taking the vaccine. He would have just taken the vaccine if he wasn't anti-vax. If he was just neutral, like myself, I'm neutral, but I took the vaccine because I was forced to take because I had to worry about people's health. So people psychologically, it was better for people's health to take the vaccine, even though in reality, it's not necessarily one fix all cure to anything, but it's a mental psychological warfare. That's what people are not telling you. But that's just me.
Right. Well, regardless of what it is, it's at the time we're recording this, it's past 11 p.m. And while Kyrie's like balancing whether or not he should do it or not, it's helpful to the Hawks. I mean, so
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, on basketball side, it helps the Hawks out tremendously.
I think
Go
John
ahead.
Collins even said that.
Yeah, he said it. He said it. Yeah, he said I loved it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
everybody.
I'm not going to comment on the situation, but I think I'm not going to lie and say it's not beneficial to us. Some he said like that, but yeah.
He said I don't have to worry about getting Kyrie on the switch anymore.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I ain't lying. At least you being honest.
Yeah,
you know
get him put on skates. Yeah, but all right, everybody. If everybody could go around and get their socials out.
Everybody, it's Dwayne. I'm on Twitter is highly favorite _2 and Instagram M_Dwayne. So y'all follow your boy.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at _Malik ATL. To God be the glory.
You shall find me on Twitter as Josh Chick, at Josh Chick, but also you'll find me on Instagram as at Joshua Chigumira.
Get my boy's books. Get my boy's books. He got books out, man. Go get his books once you check them out on social media.
I'm probably sending some links at the bottom of the YouTube video upload. But yes, JC Mira books on Amazon, ebooks $2.99, paperbacks are there, and I also have hardcover just getting made right now.
For sure. Go ahead, support. And then RashadMilligan.com at figure out what to do with Kennedy Carter, Renee. You thought we forgot Renee? We didn't forget Renee. We didn't forget Renee.
We heard a long way.
We see you on the Hawks Live, laughing it up, having a good old time. We did not forget about what you need to do with Kennedy Carter this offseason.
Hey, Mo coming on the podcast.
Oh, Mo coming on the podcast soon. Mo, if you watching this, hey, you know, you got a seat for you. You know, we got you on the pod. You know what I'm saying? We got you. We ain't say nothing about Monique Billings. You could go through the archives. It's a safe zone for you. Everybody respect Monique Billings because she's a non-problematic fan. But anyways, until next time, y'all be easy. ASU, bros to 2K subs, y'all be easy.
And if they come out clean,